Good morning. Okay, now we are going to start the unit 6, that is multi-rate signal processing. What is that? Multi-rate signal processing. Multi-rate signal processing. Okay, what is meant by multi-rate signal processing? What before going to discuss about the multi-rate signal processing, we have to know about multi-rate systems. What is meant by multi-rate systems? So the discrete time signal that process data at more than one sampling rate is multi-rate system. Okay, the discrete time system, that is discrete time system means discrete time system. Discrete time system means that is uh, it can be continuous time signal can be frozen for some time, and it can be divided into equal intervals of the time. So it can be the discrete time signal, the discrete time system that process data at more than one sampling rate. At more than one sampling rate, it will be repeated. More than one sampling rate is called multi-rate systems. There are many cases where multi-rate signal processing is used. So many cases are available in which a multi-rate systems are multi-rate signal processing is available. Here it is nothing but it is a it processes data at more than one sampling rate. It processes data at more than one sampling rate. So that is a multi-rate system. So here these are many cases in where multi-rate signal processing is used. They are in high quality data acquisition and storage systems. And second one is audio signal processing, video signal like PAL, NTSC, NTSC, NTSC run at different sampling rates. In speech processing to reduce the storage space or the transmitting rate of speech data. And fifth one is in trans multiplexers, and last application is narrowband filtering for fetal ECG and EEG. These are all X-rays, ECG and EEG. So these are all the applications of our multi-rate signal processing. So next, coming to the basic operations in multi-rate signal processing. So here we have two types of basic operations are there. Those are decimation and interpolation. Decimation and interpolation. What is meant by decimation? Decimation means which reduces the sampling rate, whereas interpolation increases the sampling rate. Decimation reduces the or decreases the sampling rate, and interpolation increases the sampling rate. Okay, first of all, you will see the downsampling. This is also called as decimation. Upsampling is called interpolation. Okay, this is very easy unit. So you can easily score in this unit. Okay, very easy concepts are there, only theory concepts. Okay, so decimation means reduction of the or decreases the sampling rate, and interpolation means increases the sampling rate. This decimation is also called as downsampling. What is that? Downsampling. So the downsampler block diagram is represented like this. X of n is the input signal. This is the downsampler M, sampling rate M, and Y of n. Y of n output is obtained by X of M into M. Okay, X of M into M. So this black diagram represents the downsampler. The arrow pointing downwards is called downsampler. Okay, the output signal Y of n is a downsampled signal of the input signal X of n. It can be represented by Y of n equal to X of Mn. Okay, now we will see the spectrum of the downsampled signal. Okay, or decimation of sampling rate by an integer factor m. So let us consider the input signal X of n. The jet transform of the signal X of n is given by X of z equal to sigma n is minus infinity to infinity X of n into z power minus n, right? Z power minus n. So the downsampled signal Y of n is obtained by multiplying the sequence X of n with a periodic train of impulses P of n with a period m, and then leaving out the m minus 1 zeros between each sample. So we'll take two different waveforms of discrete signals of X of n and P of n. Okay, we'll multiply We'll multiply these two with the period m, and then leaving out the m minus 1 zeros between each sample. So here x of n is given like this. Okay, let us take x of n is like this. It is a discrete time signal. Okay, and p of n is nothing but train of impulses. These are train of impulses. Okay, so first of all, we'll find out x dash of n. X dash of n is nothing but a product of these two. Product of these two. Okay, so that we will get these impulses multiply. This value is one, and here this value is one into one, one. Okay, so here it is 0 and 0. These two will not get, and like this, and then next sample here we will get. Okay, like that's why there is a gap between this sample and this sample. Okay, this is p of n. So this is the multiplication of x of n and p of n. Okay, x of n and p of n. So that is x dash of n, and y of n is nothing but x dash of n into capital M. Okay, m is nothing but a sampling frequency. Okay, so with m into n is nothing but this one. Okay, this is the final one. Y of n equal to x dash of n m. Okay, this is like this. This is we will get a signal like this. Okay, so the periodic train of impulses is given by p of n equal to 1 at n equal to 0 plus or minus m plus or minus 2m, etc. So pn value is 1 at these places only. Okay, 0 plus or minus m plus or minus 2m plus or minus 3m, like that. And it's 0 otherwise. Okay. So the discrete Fourier series representation of signal P of n is given by, this is Fourier series representation. That is nothing but discrete Fourier series DFS. That was already studied in our second unit. Okay, so discrete Fourier series representation of signal P of n is given by P of n equal to 1 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 e power plus j 2 pi n k by m. Okay, that is the equation number 1. Multiplying the sequence x of n with p of n, which gives x dash of n, that is x dash of n is equal to x of n into p of n, but x dash of n is nothing but x of n at n equal to 0 plus or minus m plus or minus 2m, etc., and its value is 0 otherwise. Okay, so if we leave m minus 1 zeros between each sample, we get y of n, that is x dash of n into m, that is x of nm into p of nm, that is x of nm. Okay, so the jet transform of the output sequence is given by y of z equals sigma n is minus infinity to infinity y of n into z power minus n. But y of n is nothing but x of nm, x dash of nm. Okay, x dash of nm. So it is equal to sigma n is minus infinity to infinity x dash of nm into z power minus n. Hence, the variable n is n in the above equation can be manipulated as sigma n equal minus infinity to infinity x dash of n into z power n by m. See here, x dash of n into z power n by m. Okay, that is equation number 3, where x dash of n is equal to 0 except at multiples of m. Okay, x dash of n is 0 otherwise, except at these places 0 plus or minus m plus or minus 2m plus or minus 3m up to plus or minus mm, except those places its value is 0, right? So x dash of n equal 0 except at multiples of n, substituting equation number 2 in equation number 3, so that it will become y of z is equal to sigma n is minus infinity infinity x dash of n is nothing but x dash of n is x of n multiplied by p of n into z power minus n by n. That is equation number 4. Okay, so sigma n equal minus infinity infinity x of n, and p of n value is p of n is 1 by m into equation number 1. 1 by m into this one. P of n is 1 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 e power plus j 2 pi n k by m into z power minus n by m. Okay. So 1 by m into interchanging the order of summation. So sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1, sigma n equal to 0 to minus infinity infinity x of n into e power minus j 2 pi n k 2 pi k into z power minus z power 1 by n whole power minus n. Here we are taking minus n as common. So this is e power minus j 2 pi k by n into z power 1 by n whole power minus n. Okay, so it is equal to 1 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1, 0 to m minus 1 into this is nothing but z transform of this one. So x of n into z power minus n, that is z place at the place of z. This is the expression, that is e power minus j 2 pi k by m into z power 1 by m. This is x of z. So x of this value. This is equation number 5. Okay, substituting z equal to e power j omega in equation number 5, we get y of z, that is y of e power j omega is equal to 1 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 x of e power minus j 2 pi k by m into e power j omega. Z place at the place of z we will write e power j omega by m. Okay, e power j omega whole power 1 by m, or it is e power j omega by m. Okay, so 1 by m is sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 x of e power j as common omega minus 2 pi k by m. Okay, so Fourier transform of the input signal of the downsampler is x of e power j omega. Then the Fourier transform y of e power j omega, the output signal y of n, is a sum of m uniformly shifted and stretched versions of x of e power j omega scaled by a factor of 1 by m. Okay, this expression, this expression's meaning is this one. So the Fourier transform y of e power j omega, the output signal y of n, is a sum of m uniformly shifted and stretched versions of x of e power j omega scaled by a factor of 1 by m. Okay, then we are going to discuss about the aliasing effect. Okay, aliasing effect. What is meant by aliasing? It is nothing but the intersection of the two samples. So here this is this one. Here these two are intersected. Here these two are intersected. Here these two are intersected. Okay, this is aliasing effect. So from this spectrum, you can see the aliasing effect. So the spectrum obtained after downsampling will overlap if the original spectrum is not band limited to omega equal to pi by m. Okay, omega equal to pi by m. Okay, this overlap causes aliasing. This overlapping is called aliasing. Therefore, aliasing due to downsampling a signal by a factor of m is absent if and only if signal x of n is band limited to plus or minus pi by m, plus or minus pi by m. If the signal x of n is not band limited to plus or minus pi by m, then a low pass filter with cutoff frequency pi by m is used prior to downsampling as shown in figure A. Okay, this filter is called anti-aliasing filter. See, this is the anti-aliasing filter. Okay, so to avoid this aliasing filter, we have to band limited the signal to plus or minus pi by m. If the signal x of n is not band limited to plus or minus pi by m, then a low pass filter with the cutoff frequency pi by m is used prior to the downsampling as shown in figure A. This is so here low pass filter with cutoff frequency pi by m is used prior to downsampler. Okay, so this is the decimator with the anti-aliasing filter and a downsampler. Okay, this is the anti-aliasing filter. Okay, in second bit and second figure, this is the ideal magnitude response of anti-aliasing filter. So it is band limited to minus pi by m to plus pi by m. This is a anti-aliasing filter, low pass filter with cutoff frequency pi by m. Okay. So the complete process, that is filtering and then downsampling, is called decimation. This is filtering. Here we are using low pass filter before the downsampling. It is used prior to downsampling. So the complete process, that is nothing but filtering and then downsampling. So this process is called decimation, filtering and downsampling. This process is called decimation. So the signal obtained after filtering is V of n is equal to sigma k equal to minus infinity infinity h of k into x of n minus k, and y of n equal to V of nm, that is sigma k equal to minus infinity infinity h of k into x of nm minus k. Okay, h of k into x of nm minus k. So consider a factor of 2 downsampler, that is y of e power j omega is equal to m value is 2. So 1 by 2 into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1, that is 2 minus 1, that is 1, into x of e power j omega minus 2 by k by n value is 2. Okay, n value is 2. This is that expression. This expression 2 by k by m. Here m value is 2. Okay, so it is 1 by 2 into x of e power j omega by 2 plus x of e power j omega minus 2 by 2 pi by 2. So it is equal to 1 by 20 x of e power j omega by 2 plus x of minus e power j omega by 2. This will become j omega by 2 minus pi. So that's why it is minus e power j omega by 2. The second term, x of minus e power j omega by 2 is simply obtained by shifting the first term x of e power j omega by 2 to the right side by an amount of 2 pi seconds. Okay. So the second term x into minus e power j omega by 2 is simply obtained by shifting the first term x of e power j omega by 2 to the right by an amount of 2 pi. So it will obtain like this, x of e power j omega. So this one. Okay. Now x of e power j omega by 2 is will compress like this. It will be expanded like this. It will be expanded. Okay. So this one. And this is y of e power j omega. So that is about the decimation. So now we will see a small problem. Consider the signal x of n equal to n into u of n. X of n equal to n into u of n. Okay, determine the spectrum of the signal. Okay, and the second bit is the signal is applied to a decimator. signal is applied to a decimator that reduces sampling rate by a factor 3, determine its output spectrum. Determine its output spectrum. Third one is show that the spectrum in part 2 is simply Fourier transform of x of 3n. Okay, so we have to follow these 3 bits, right? So what is the given signal x of n equal to n into u of n? X of n equal to n into u of n. So graphical representation of the ramp signal x into u of n into u of n is nothing but it is a ramp signal. So it is represented graphically like this. So it is ramp signal. Okay. So apply Z transform to equation number 1. So Z transform of n into x of n, that is equal to Z transform of n into u of n. Okay. Using the differentiation property of Z transform, Z transform of u into n will become z by z minus 1. Okay. So differentiation property of Z transform, this will become minus z into d by dt of d by dt of z by z minus 1. So u by v formula, that is v square. So by simply solving this one, we will get z by z minus 1 whole square. X of z will become z by z minus 1 whole square. Okay, this is equation number 2. Okay, right? Equation number 2. Then the frequency spectrum of the function x of z is obtained by substituting z equal to e power j omega in equation number 2. So that we will get the frequency spectrum. Okay, frequency spectrum. So replace z by e power j omega in equation number 2. So x of e power j omega is equal to z by z minus 1 whole square, that is e power j omega by e power j omega minus 1 whole square. Okay. So e power j omega is nothing but cos omega plus j sin omega. And e power j omega is cos omega plus j sin omega minus 1 whole square. Okay. So we can write this as or otherwise and the denominator, this is in the form of a minus b whole square, a square plus b square minus 2ab, right? E power j omega whole square plus 1 square minus 2 into e power j omega, right? So this is 2 into e power 2 j omega plus 1, okay, plus minus e power j omega. Now we will replace e power j omega as cos omega plus j sin omega. E power j 2 omega is cos 2 omega plus j sin 2 omega minus 1 minus 2 cos omega minus 2 sin omega, right? So this is cos omega plus j sin omega by cos 2 omega minus 2 cos omega plus 1 real part plus j into sin 2 omega minus 2 sin omega. Okay. So by taking the magnitude, so it will become mod x of e power j omega square root of cos square omega plus sin square omega equal to 1 by square root of cos 2 omega minus 2 cos omega plus 1 whole square plus sin 2 omega minus 2 sin omega whole square. Okay. So by simply substituting this, we will get a plus b. This is a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab minus 2bc 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ac. Okay. So in that way we solve this so that it will become 1 minus square root of 6 minus 8 cos omega plus 2 cos 2 omega. This is the magnitude or the frequency spectrum. So for different values of omega, the values of mod x of e power j omega are tabulated as. So for omega, so for different values of omega, we are taking omega values of 0, pi by 4, pi by 2, 2 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, pi, pi by 4, 3 pi by 4, like this. So we will take the values and mod x of e power j omega will become like this. So for this value is omega versus mod x of e power j omega. I will get the response like this. This is the spectrum of first bit. That is the spectrum of the signal. First of all, we have to take the signal. So taking the transform of that signal, and spectrum is nothing but substitute the value of z equal to e power j omega and its magnitude. Okay, second bit, the sequence x of n is applied to a decimator that reduces sampling rate by a factor 3. Then the respective decimated signal is given by y of n equal to x of 3n. Okay, 3n into u of n, right? 3n into u of n, 3 into u of n. Okay, so it's representation of the ramp signal is like this. Okay, 3n. So the three numbers will be represented like this: 3, 3, 3. Okay, 3n, 3n into u of n. So from this equation 2, the z transform of the output sequence y of n is given by y of z equal 3z by z minus 1 whole square. Similarly, magnitude frequency response of the output sequence y of n is obtained by using equation number 3, that is 3 by square root of 6 minus 8 cos omega plus 2 cos 2 omega. Okay, okay. So for different values of omega, we'll take mod of y of e power j omega. So we'll get different values. So for these values, we'll draw the spectrum. Spectrum. Next, the Fourier spectrum, CVT, the Fourier spectrum of the output sequence y of n in part 2 is obtained by substituting z equal to e power j omega z transform y of n, that is y of z equal to 3z by z minus 1 whole square, or y of e power j omega is also 3 into e power j omega by e power j omega minus 1 whole square. Okay, that is the third bit. That is third bit. Show the spectrum in part 2 is simply Fourier transform of x of 3n. Okay, so Fourier transform of x of 3n. So this one. Okay, so this is about the decimation. Decimation means filtering plus downsampling. Combination of these two is nothing but decimation, filtering plus downsampling. Next, coming to the interpolation. Interpolation is called upsampling. Interpolation or upsampling. It is also called as upsampling. Interpolation or upsampling. Okay. Okay. Coming to the interpolation. So the sampling rate of a discrete time signal can be increased by a factor L by placing L minus 1 equally spaced zeros between each pair of samples. Okay. So it is represented mathematically as y of n equal to x of n by L, where n equal to 0 plus or minus L plus or minus 2L, etc. And is 0 otherwise. Okay. So n is represented like this. X of n is represent sampling symbol of the upsampler is like this. So x of n is represented like this. And y of n is represented like this. So upsampler means x of n upsampled with L. So that we will get y of n. Okay. Upsampler. This is called upsampler. Okay. So this is the symbol of the upsampler. Now structure of an upsampled signal. So the Z transform of y of n is given by taking Z transform y of z equals sigma n equal to minus infinity infinity y of n into z power minus n. But y of n is replaced by x of n by L. So sigma n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of n by L. into z power minus n. Okay, so we can write this as x of n into z power minus ln, or we can write this as x of z power l. Okay, x of z power l, that is equation number 1. Now substituting z equal to e power j omega, so that we will get y of e power j omega equal to x of e power j omega l. Okay, e power j omega l, y of e power j omega is equal to x of e power j omega l. Okay, by taking a z transform, so that it will become sigma n equal minus infinity infinity x of n into z power minus ln. So it is equal to x of z power l. So that is equation number 1. So by substituting z value is e power j omega, so that it will become y of e power j omega is equal to x of e power j omega. Okay, so this is the interpolation z transform. So now coming to the anti-imaging filter. Anti-imaging filter. So here this is interpolator. After that we will introduce the LPF, low pass filter. Okay. So this is the frequency or magnitude response of the anti-imaging filter. So it is anti-imaging filter. After the interpolation, we will introduce the filter. So that we will get the output. So interpolator plus filtering. After the interpolation only will filter. So interpolator plus filtering. So it is nothing but this is upsampler. Upsampler plus filtering is nothing but the interpolator. Okay. So identities. Next, coming to the identities. So what are the identities? First identity is here x1 of n multiplied with a1 and x2 of n multiplied with a2. These two are added. So and downsample, so that we will get y of n. Right? Y of n is equal to x of n multiplied with a1 and downsampler, and x of 2 multiplied with a2 and downsampler. These two are added. Okay, this is y1 of n plus y2 of n. Okay, so it is explained as weighted sum of x1 of n and x2 of n is downsampled. Weighted sum, that is a1 into x1 of n plus a2 into x2 of n. This is the weighted sum of x1 of n and x2 of n is downsampled. Okay, that is the signal a1 into x1 of n plus a2 into x2 of n is downsampled. Okay, the spectrum of the downsampled signal is okay, that is y of e power j omega is 1 by sigma k equal 0 to m minus 1 x of e power minus j 2 by k by m into e power j omega 1, that is e power j omega minus 2 by k by m. Okay, so it is y of e power j omega equal to a1 into 1 by m into sigma k equal 0 to m minus 1 x1 of e power j omega minus 2 by k by m plus a2 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 x2 of e power j omega minus 2 by k by m in figure B. This is figure B. So the signal x1 of n and x2 of n are multiplied by a1 and a2 and downsampled. Okay. Then the output of the downsamples are added. Okay. Samplers are added. So y1 of e power j omega is equal to a1 into m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1, x1 of e power j omega minus 2 by k by m, and y2 of e power j omega is equal to a2 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1, x2 into x2 of e power j omega minus 2 by k by m. Okay, so it is equal to y of e power j omega is equal to y1 of e power j omega plus y2 of e power j omega. y1 of e power j omega plus y2 of e power j omega. That is a1 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 x1 of e power j omega minus 2 by k by m plus a2 by m into sigma k equal to 0 to m minus 1 x2 of e power j omega minus 2 pi k by m. Okay, so that is the first identity. Second identity is a delay of m sample periods before a downsampler. A delay of m sample periods before a downsampler is the same as the delay of one sample period after the downsampler. Okay, before the downsampler. A delay of m number of sample periods before the downsampler is same as the delay of one sample period after the downsampler. Okay, so this is represented like this. Z power minus m. This is the before the m number of downsamplers. Z power a delay of Z power minus one samples before the downsampler is equal to after the downsampler a delay of one sample period after the downsampler. Okay, these two are identical. Okay, see here x1 of z is this is x1 of x1 of z is z power minus m into x of z or and y of z or y of e power j omega equal 1 by m into sigma k equal 0 to m minus 1 x of e power minus j by j 2 pi k by m into z power 1 by m z power minus 1 by m. Okay, so it is equal to 1 by m in sigma k equal 0 to m minus 1 x1 of e power minus j 2 pi k by m into z power 1 by m.